We are
All
live.
right.
Congratulations. We are live. Good evening, everyone. Eric Mish here with Melinda Barcelona, my sister. We are coming to you live with another health and wellness topic tonight. By the way, if you're just joining the live, please let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching the replay, put replay in the comments. And please, guys, please be ready to interact with this content tonight and also like, share, and comment below. We definitely want this information to circulate throughout the World Wide Web and hopefully go viral because it's really important, and it has to do with how nutrition and mindset are connected and related to one another. How mindset is so important when it comes to our health, our our habits as it relates to health. And so I invited my sister to come on here because she's got a lot to say about this topic. She's a mom of two. She's an educator, and she is a health and wellness advocate. So let's get into it. I want to introduce Melinda. She's going to start us off here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this topic and unravel it a bit. So, Melinda?
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I am so excited to really highlight the connection tonight about how emotional and mental well-being and even having a growth mindset is really linked first to how we fuel our body. So sometimes we like to separate it as two different things, but what we put into our body is the first step to having a positive mindset.
Yes, and a lot of the recent research has been done around this topic, and researchers are finding more and more of a connection between the brain and the gut, and it really is about, the gut is referred to as the second brain. There is a very complex highway of neurons that run between the two, and billions upon billions of messages that are passed. And so when gut health seems to falter, the brain seems to decrease in its function and vice versa. So we really want to highlight this important connection and understand how we can strengthen the connection between the two.
Yes, Eric, that's so important that you highlighted that because the gut is really responsible for our neurotransmitters, for producing serotonin and dopamine, those feel-good hormones. So let's face it, if 2025 is the year of success, right? So if we are not feeling good, if we're not optimizing how we feel, our happiness and our energy, it's really going to impact our productivity.
Big
So
time.
that's the first place we start.
Yeah. I want to highlight, you mentioned one of those happy hormones, serotonin. And serotonin is, in particular, the one that is the hormone that gives us an optimistic outlook. So when serotonin levels drop in the body, we tend to become more pessimistic. We tend to doubt ourselves more. We tend to feel more fearful. When those serotonin levels are at healthy levels, we have a better outlook. We feel more uh, goal oriented. We feel more enthusiastic. We have more energy to tackle the day. So it's really important that we pay attention to the way our body is feeling and what are the things, either in our diet or in our environment, that are affecting how we're feeling, how those hormone levels in our bodies, how they're being affected, and how it's affecting our moods.
Yes, I want to highlight, Eric, that we can be empowered with this. So, this is not something like we have to sit back and give in to these feelings of perhaps, doubting our self-worth or maybe just not feeling energized and not feeling our best. And so we really are empowered. I want people to make that I want people to understand that we can be empowered to take control of our health if we have the right tools and we apply it with consistency. There's one there's one superfood blend in particular, Eric, that I absolutely love. In fact, when I really recognized how powerful this was, I had a client on it a few years ago. And when she got on this superfood herbal blend, she texted me immediately and she says, I don't know what's happening, but she says, I have never woken up so happy and just at peace and energized. And in that blend, there's humic and fulvic acid, which locks onto heavy metals, GMO pesticides, which we know have seen according to research, has been very destructive on the gut health. But it also seals the gut lining. It helps us to absorb our nutrients better. And the balance with the pre and probiotics, it really is, it's a super, super gut support it's a tool, right? It's a tool to help us with those goals of having a growth mindset.
Yeah. And it's one thing to talk about it. Yeah, let's go. Let's take on 2025. Let's go big.
Yes.
Let's go. And everyone at the beginning of the year has these audacious goals and they're making all these outlandish statements about how they're going to crush it this year. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, but a real growth mindset is not just a feeling you get uh, every once in a while. Okay, it is something that needs to be sustained in order to achieve results over the course of time. You need to create, we need to create some stability in our lives. And this is why having these specific the superfoods in our lifestyle that support stability, that support hormone balance, gut health, all the things that we're talking about here. That's why it's so important. If we're just going to have a surge here and a surge there, and in between a big hammock, a sagging hammock of low energy, low ambition, we're not going to reach our goals. We're not going to achieve that growth mindset in 2025 and beyond.
Right, right. And it's a matter of, like you said, creating these huge goals, but it's really about breaking these goals down to smaller actionable steps and then applying them consistently. And part of that is including fueling your body with the right foods. But the goals for big growth, it has to start with small, consistent steps. And
Yeah.
that compounds when you do it consistently. I was reading something the other day, and it said it takes about 3,000 attempts at something to master a skill,
Wow.
and too many people give up too soon. So
Yeah.
you think about, and sometimes like if considering like a professional athlete, they say it takes about 30,000 repetitions to go pro. So that just puts things into perspective. You get a couple no's, you get a couple failures, and too many times people give up when they're right there on the cusp of breaking through and mastering things. So I love this topic, Eric. I think this is so important. It really sets the foundation for just a positive mindset to start with.
Yeah, I think of some of the sports that I've tried to master over the years, like tennis, like golf. And like you said, it takes roughly 3,000 swings at minimum before you start, I wouldn't even say master, but you start getting some level of consistency. That's a lot of swings. And like you said, most people give up right when they're going to experience their biggest breakthrough. So we really want to help people this year in particular, not just focus on big, audacious goals, but being consistent, just making these bite-size, manageable, incremental improvements in their life towards their goals, whether that's their health goals, that's financial goals that they may have, personal development goals, professional goals, relationship goals, whatever those goals might be, just making very small incremental improvements that create momentum that they can build on.
Yes. Yes. And going back to fueling our body, I liken it to this analogy. People have sometimes a very expensive car. You wouldn't want to fuel that car with low grade or mid grade gasoline, right? There's a reason why they say put high grade premium gas in that car. And even more so, that applies to our body because our body is like a machine and it's the only machine we have, really. So we want to focus on, sometimes people say, man, it's really expensive to eat healthy. No, it's not. It's not healthy because the other option, well, there's a few different reasons for that mindset. The other option, if you fuel your body with low quality nutrition, you feel like garbage, you have
Yep.
no energy, you end up on the prescription treadmill, and even more serious things can happen. And that 100% will impact your productivity and your success. Number two, I find, personally speaking, when I fuel my body with the right nutrition, I end up craving less the things that take up money,
Right.
such as coffee, some ultra processed foods.
Right.
So it really is just shifting your money to the right priorities.
Right.
And that leads to a gateway of success, really.
Okay. Living an unhealthy lifestyle, it is a hard sell that that is going to be a financially beneficial lifestyle for you because disease, whether minor or major, sometimes even just something as simple as a common cold, can cost people thousands of dollars.
A
And
week off of work
oh,
easily.
I mean,
A
listen,
week.
we don't recognize sometimes all of the soft costs that come with illness. Missing work, low productivity, medications, doctor visits, insurance claims. It adds up and up and up and up. And so it's so important, that people first work on their mindset. If we are looking at health as a cost. Like if I join a gym so I can exercise, that's gonna I can't afford it. It's gonna cost me this and count the cost. But what I'm saying is don't look at it as a cost, look at it as an investment. I don't look at saving for retirement as a cost. I look at it as an investment that will pay me dividends over the course of time. And even though I'm not taking the money out right now, I know that one day, because of the smart decisions I made today, it's going to benefit me 10, 15, 20 years down the line. So if we take that same approach, that same mindset towards health, we're going to win in the end, in the short term, but most importantly, in the long term.
I love that, Eric. I love that you tied that into mindset because mindset, health, living a healthy lifestyle, first thing, it is all about mindset. It first starts with having the right mindset. It's about loving foods that love you back. It's a
Mm,
form of self-respect. And
like that.
so when you have that right mindset, you are able to take steps, the right steps, and view priority of how you take care of your body.
Yeah.
Prioritize what has the biggest impact.
And it shapes our decisions, and decisions shape our lives. So our lives are a sum, you could say, a sum of all of the decisions that we've made over the course of our lives. Some decisions turn out to be beneficial and some end up being disadvantageous. And so what we want to do is we want to try to make as many beneficial decisions as we possibly can. And, I'm so grateful for the fact that we all have an incredible freedom, an incredible freedom. You know what that is, Melinda? We decide,
The
we
power
decide
of choice.
what happens from here to here, from here to here. See, in this distance here, this distance from our hand, our fork to our mouth, we have complete freedom. We are fully capable, each and every one of us, of deciding what goes into our bodies, thankfully. Now, there's other factors we can't control that, we might not be able to control if we live in a city that's filled with smog and poor air quality. We may
Mhm.
end up breathing some of that in, or maybe our neighbor's spraying some pesticides on their lawn and there's overspray. So those are some factors we can't control. But let's take a look at the controllable factors. What happens from here to here? And do you know if we just focus on the parts of the equation we can control, we're going to make a 70 to 80% difference in our overall health. That's really powerful. A 70 to 80% difference in our overall health. We have one testimonial here in the chat from Sebastian. He says he's down 12 pounds using the ULT, and
Wow.
it helped him improve his eating habits and be more conscious of what he's putting into his body. So he now has more control, more awareness, if you want to say it that way, of what happens from here to here. And that's really powerful. So just wanted to point that out that
Yes.
there is a lot of control when it comes to what we put into our
I
bodies.
love that. And that's really empowerment. It's
It is.
empowerment, right? We can control those types of things. And those are the things that bring us the results. So that's amazing, that testimonial that you just got. It's really about creating daily healthy habits. And what I like about this superfoods lifestyle, sometimes it gets so noisy. Like we see so many things on social media or things on Amazon. Things get noisy, right?
Yeah, a
Like
lot of distractions.
what do we try? Which one do we try?
Yeah.
Everything is just so easy to implement with this lifestyle, and you cannot go wrong when you are just putting high quality nutrition. It starts with foundational health, and that's what I love about this, Eric. And I
And
really,
that's why when I coach people, I want them to buy into the lifestyle, not just this as a 30 or 60 or even a 90-day program. When people buy into uh, superfoods, organic foods, whole foods, raw foods, when they buy into that as a lifestyle, then it becomes something that it's not just a fling. It's the
yeah,
difference between,
a
just
diet mentality and a lifestyle.
I hate to say it this way, and it's probably a bad analogy, but I don't know why it just came to my mind. It's, either a one night stand, a long-term relationship, or a marriage. One that could be flourishing and beautiful and ever growing and pay dividends indefinitely. And that's the way I see this lifestyle. This is something that I've married. I've invested all in. I know you feel the same. And when it becomes that way, in a sense, it's almost effortless. It's effortless because we're not fighting, we're not resisting it anymore.
It's
We've just
equivalent.
embraced it.
Right, right. Just like we do our non-negotiables every day, like brush our teeth, that this is foundational nourishment that so many people are lacking. It's a whole nother topic, but our food supply is just it needs a total
It's
re
gunked up.
total um what's the word? Just
It
needs
needs a complete transformation.
overhaul, a complete overhaul.
We need an overhaul. There's no doubt. We've gotten to this is kind of a critical mass point here at
Yes.
this point
Yes.
in our history, as a society. And clearly, we could look to all different types of entities to make change. We could look at the government. We could look at, the school board. We could look at this. We could look at that. But let's look with it first and foremost, because each of us has the power to make change, which is powerful in itself. And collectively, if each of us make that decision and implement it, think about what could happen for all of society. So that's where it starts. It starts with us, and then it creates a ripple effect that can spread throughout humanity.
I love that, Eric. And I want to drive the point home as we wrap up this live tonight. 2025 is about empowerment. And so we have the tools, we have the easy way to accomplish a healthy lifestyle consistently, whether you are a child, because children need access to this too, or an adult. And so it's really, the healthy, the growth mindset, the positive mindset, it starts with in our minds, but it really requires that step of action. So I want to encourage everyone to start creating healthy habits. If you are interested, if you have any questions regarding the superfood lifestyle, the whole food nutrient dense lifestyle, reach out to either Eric or myself, and we will get back to you. Eric, it has been a pleasure going live with
It
you
is.
tonight.
And one more
Yes,
thing, because there is an immediate action step that people can take towards better health. And that is if they live in the South Florida area, to join us on Thursday,
Love it. Yes.
February 13th. Okay, it's for Thursday, February 13th. We're going to be meeting at Zen Mystery Cafe. It's in Dania Beach, Florida. It's a really quite beautiful, special cafe that serves very healthy, organic, plant-based food. And so we're going to be presenting more benefits of this ultimate lifestyle transformation. We're also going to be sampling some of the superfoods that we alluded to tonight and many others. We're also going to be hearing some inspiring testimonials. So if you're in the South Florida area and you're hearing this live right now, we ask you to join us at Zen Mystery Thursday, February 13th. Put it down in your calendar. We will be creating an Eventbrite. We will be sending out invitations, but please join us for an in-person event where you can connect with other like-minded individuals that
A
think like we do.
superfood social.
That's it.
Right?
It's
Superfood
it's
social.
it's surely social, but it's with a uplifting and supportive community that are going to help each of us achieve our goals here in 2025. So, Melinda, this has been a lively conversation.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you. It
so
was
much for
great.
joining me tonight. Thank all of you who joined this live tonight. And as I stated at the beginning, please like, share, and comment on this content. And we look forward to catching up with you live again soon, as well as seeing you hopefully in person at our event at Zen Mystery, our Superfood Social, again, February 13th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Have
Awesome,
a
Eric.
great evening, everyone.
Take care.
For joining. Thanks, Melinda.
Bye-bye.
Bye.